Tyler is the Marketing and Development Manager of Heartland CASA. I've also been joined by Lori McDaniels, Recruitment and Retention Manager with Heartland CASA. Good morning to the both of you. How are we today?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, thank you for coming on in and filling us in on what exactly Heartland CASA is and the expansion of our operations. Let's start with the expanding of our operations. I'm seeing some delegation right here, and I like it.
That's okay.
We're expanding to 2 new counties. I'd love to hear what those are and what services we're kind of bringing to the 2 counties.
Yeah, so we are formerly Macon County CASA. We're court-appointed special advocates that serve the best interests and advocate for the best interests of children in foster care and in the child welfare system. Previously, we were Macon County, and then we expanded to DeWitt in 2020. And now we have taken on the grand endeavor of expanding into Christian and Moultrie counties. So it's a lot more kids that we're stepping up and advocating for within the court system to make sure that they're getting everything they need, not only in their foster homes, but their biological parents are doing what they need to be doing. And the court is respecting the children's wishes and making sure that they're getting exactly what they need. We're a volunteer-run organization, so
I can tell you are just seasoned. You are. Shyler is good at this thing. That's why I was just sitting here like, wow, yeah, I can tell. Originally Macon County CASA.
Yes.
Now Heartland CASA, as we have made our entrance into other counties, being Christian and Moultrie. You mentioned a little bit about what we do there. Why is it so important, though, that not only we help these kids in these situations, but also get them to exactly what they want to do or what their best intention or wishes are? Well,
I mean, imagine you're a child, and because of something that had nothing to do with you, maybe you were abused, neglected, had a bad spill, and something happened to where intervention needed to happen, and you are pulled from mom and dad. And you're placed with maybe a family member, maybe it is a certified foster family from DCFS. You still are completely kind of alone. Like, you don't really understand what's going on, why it's happening, and you just feel really scared and alone and uninformed. So that's where our advocate comes in, to kind of hold the hand of the child, to make sure that they understand what's going on to the best of their ability, that they're getting the services that they need, whether that's mental health help, whether that's some sort of trauma intervention, making sure that the environment that they were pulled from is being rectified and fixed on that end, but then the process through their entire case is being handled with care. Because at the end of the day, these are children. They've done nothing to deserve this. They're just thrown into a really unpredictable situation. And it's our volunteers who step up and give their best to these children so that these children can thrive. I mean, in cases where a child doesn't have a CASA, a court-appointed special advocate, those cases can last up to 6 months longer. I mean, when there's a CASA on deck, that case gets resolved. Kids either go home or get adopted that much quicker. And it's just because of that volunteer advocate.
Super important in terms of actually getting them to the home or the new life that they need. My question for you would be, there are a lot of different organizations that you are probably having to work hand in hand with.
Yes.
Now you're also probably working with district attorneys and certain judges, and how, in terms of moving into Christian and Moultrie County, how do we do that seamlessly? How do we make that transition happen smoothly when there are that many people that need to be involved on top of it?
So, I mean, it's a true process. And we actually just had a meeting with Judge Paisley here a few weeks ago, and learning the way the court system, the juvenile court system, works in Christian and Moultrie counties, just as we know in Macon and DeWitt counties. And the biggest part right now is creating awareness and letting people know who we are, what we do. And I will say, I believe that there are people in Christian County that are familiar with CASA, Macon County CASA, because we will often get calls. I have a child that's come into care. How do I get a CASA appointed to the case? And unfortunately, if a child doesn't come into care in Macon County, or previously hadn't come into care in Macon County, we could not advocate for that child. Now, this is awesome. Though we're always sad when a child comes into care, it's awesome that we can say, hey, now we're here to help you.
Completely different for them in terms of, also, you mentioned 6 months potentially shorter of a court case when a CASA advocate is there for that child. When it comes to making this transition, what was kind of the thought behind it? Was it just, we know that there are kids out there that need this help?
Mm-hmm.
Was it in particular something about Christian County or Moultrie County that needed these services? Was there anything that stood out as to why expanding to these two counties in particular?
I think part of it was the volume of children in care, that there was obviously a need. So we wanted to rise to that need. I mean, as a lifelong Decatur resident, I was born and raised in Decatur. I still reside there. It's like, I don't consider just Decatur my hometown. Like, all of Central Illinois is, where I come from. And I think that any kid that's not being properly advocated for and not having a voice in the court system is too many, whether they're in my backyard or down the road. And that's how it is to me. And I've got to sing some of the praises of our executive director. She's from Taylorville. So when this came up, she was like, absolutely, we have to help out her hometown too.
And there are a lot of kids everywhere, but just expanding now, it just sounds like you've got a lot of plans potentially to continue expanding. I don't want to put any more of that on your plate right now as you continue to learn this transition. Joining us in studio, Lori McDaniels, Recruitment and Retention Manager, and Shyler Kraus, Marketing and Development Manager with Heartland CASA. We need volunteers, though. We need some help. How do we, one, get involved, and two, what do we need in order to be involved? Do I have to have a degree? Is there anything that would take me out of that pool of being able to help?
No, absolutely. So the really awesome thing is our volunteers are ordinary people from every walk of life, ordinary people that I think do extraordinary things. They have to be 21 years of age, pass a background check, and go through a 30-hour pre-service training class, which consists of 6 classes that right now we meet in the evening, but we are going to be doing a class in Taylorville. We'll also have virtual opportunities, but most importantly now, we need to make people aware of CASA, and we want to go to churches. We want to get involved in the community, so people, they want to know more about us and learn how they can help.
Seems to me like a very low entry barrier. 21 years old, background check as long as you pass, and 30 hours of class. If I came to you and I said, I've got an extra room, I've got some extra space, I can help, is that enough? Or do you need just a little extra notch? Do you need this person to be kind of a new guy, a role model almost to them?
Absolutely.
What are you kind of looking for out of your volunteers? Is there anything in particular that you're hoping a volunteer comes to you with? So
the most important thing, we can teach you about the mental health, substance abuse. We can teach you about the juvenile court system. The one thing we can't teach people is heart. I mean, and the people that we have, it is all heart. The volunteers are certainly the heart of our organization, and they're there. They've got it. And if they have heart, they're going to do a great job. And, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm afraid it will make me cry. I'm afraid it will make me angry. And my answer to that, if it doesn't occasionally, then you're probably not the right person for the job. You have to be empathetic, but you also, and you have to be able to shut it off sometimes too, which can be a tough thing for those that are empaths out there. I wrote, we can teach you everything but heart. We can teach you everything but heart. Yeah. I'm going to hold on to that there, because there are just certain people that probably come through your door and you go, that's it. I need you. Absolutely. And I need you right now. Joining us here in studio, members of Heartland CASA. I have the Manager of Recruitment and Retention, Lori McDaniels. I have Shyler Kraus, Marketing and Development Manager, here in studio with us. We're going to come back around. We're going to talk more about Heartland CASA and their recent expansion to not only Christian, but Moultrie County, here on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.com. Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn steady, beans higher, wheat slightly higher. July corn up 4.21.5. September corn down half a penny, 4.11. December corn down 3/4, 4.26 1/4. July beans up 7 3/4, 10.35 1/2. August beans up 6 3/4, 10.40. November beans 10.35 1/4, up 10 1/2. July wheat up 1 3/4, 5.26 1/2. September wheat up 1 1/4, 5.42. July bean meal $272.60. That's up $1.50. July bean oil up 8 cents. 52.53. Livestock trade, August feeders 307.62 down 27 cents. June live cattle up 85 cents, 225.60. July lean hogs down 257, 110.67. Energy market August crude oil 65.16 down 36 cents. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Local, local, local. For 29 years, Just Beds has been your local mattress store. For 29 years, featuring locally made Bemco mattresses like Arctic Breeze and Max Life. That's a lot of local helping local. And all this month at Just Beds, you'll save big on Bemco. Twin mattresses for $149. Queen mattresses just $229. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away locally. Thank you for supporting Just Beds for 29 years. Keep buying local, friends. See the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale in Springfield.
Just Beds.
June is National Dairy Month, the perfect time to celebrate all things dairy and the great taste of Prairie Farms award-winning products, including single-serve milk. Prairie Farms single-serve milk is the perfect grab-and-go choice. Look for them in chocolate, strawberry, or salted caramel flavors. Premium ingredients and packed with protein, calcium, and vitamin D. Visit prairiefarms.com and click on the June Dairy Month tab for recipes, coupons, and enter for a chance to win a dairy prize package. Celebrate Dairy Month by choosing to drink local with Prairie Farms single-serve milk. Taylorville Care Center's personalized therapy program helps you get back to enjoying the sunshine. Whether it's backyard barbecues, grandkid games, or summer strolls, we'll get you moving again. You'll have a private room, great medical care, and the therapy you need to get home and back to doing what you love. Friends and family are always welcome to stop by and cheer you on if you've been in the hospital or just need a little boost. Taylorville Care Center is here to help. Call 824-9636. 824-9636. Taylorville Care Center, caring for our community for over 50 years.
This is Megan Lopez with Nesty's Burger Joint on the south side of the Taylorville Square. To see our menu, click on our icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
This is Shawlis Nagel, Executive Director at Kimmer Village in Assumption. To learn more about our services, click on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station. We're brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. Joining us in studio, members of Heartland CASA, I've got the Manager of Marketing and Development, Shyler Krause, and I've got Lori McDaniels, Recruitment and Retention Manager with Heartland CASA. They've recently undergone a name change and expansion, and we talked a little bit about their services and much more. Now we want to break down some of the myths and some misconceptions maybe behind Heartland CASA. And I think, Lori, we're going to turn the attention to you. What are some of those that we can kind of dispel and get rid of?
Sure. So a common misconception is that we are foster parents, that we take the children in the home. We do not. We work with the foster parents, and we are also not caseworkers. One of the sole or the primary purposes of CASA is to bridge the gap in an overburdened system. We have a staff of 10, but with the expansion, we're going to be dealing with about 900 children in care. So if we left that just to staff, we would be overburdened just like the system, and we would not be making such a difference. So volunteers, they're the heart of our organization, and we train them, and once they go through the training class, we assign them to a child or maybe siblings. They may have one or two children, but they're someone that can give focused attention to that child or children that they're advocating for, and then that allows us to give more personalized care. We are the eyes and ears for the court. The judges rely heavily on what CASA has to say because we are able to give more focused attention to that child. We're required to see the child at least once a month in person in the home environment that they're living. Do we see them more than that? Absolutely, because once you get to know your child, you develop a relationship with them. So, we have advocates that go to graduations, weddings. We stay in our children's life for a very long time. We go to ball games, we go to plays, we just really get involved, but the requirement is once a month.
I've got to say, in terms of being an empathetic person, as you mentioned, and having to turn that switch off every once in a while, that's probably really tough when it comes to watching them really grow up and become somebody or something bigger than was maybe presented to them in their previous life, we'll call it. There's some other things that we wanted to touch on here today, and my goodness, we're running out of time, so let's get to it. The fundraiser and the biggest one of the year, it sounded like, that we have going on right now. What can you tell us there?
I'm really proud of this. So this is kind of an iconic fundraiser that Macon County CASA has done for 23 years.
Mhm.
So for Heartland to change the name, give it a little bit of a facelift. It is our annual Playhouse raffle. Now, historically, we have raffled off 2 playhouses that have been custom built and designed by our creative team. This year, we wanted to change it up just a little bit and give you, just to kind of keep the conversation going throughout the summer, to help us with recruitment and to help us with awareness, like a little bit of an awareness campaign, like dual campaign. We are raffling off like summer essentials. So earlier in June, we raffled off a mower. Last weekend, we raffled off a Pit Boss smoker and a meat bundle kit. And then next month, well, almost this month, we're giving away a Blackstone grill along with another meat bundle. And then we'll be giving away a Adirondack chair set and a fire pit in August. And then our grand finale will be that beautiful backyard oasis custom built garden shed playhouse. So whoever wins it, you can kind of make it your own, whatever you want to do with it. It can be a playhouse. It can be a she shed, man cave situation. And we're working on that this week to get it all finalized, staged, and looking nice. And that will be living in downtown Decatur in Central Park.
I like it. You're kind of drawing the attention. You're building up the anticipation for who is going to be crowned that grand winner. We started with the mower, then the smoker, Blackstone grill, Adirondack chairs, fire pit. Then we move into the backyard oasis playhouse, whether it's a she shed, a he shed, or whatever the shed. Somebody will have that shed in their backyard. That's lovely. And I think a facelift is always needed. And so after 23 years, I could use a facelift, right? So contact information and just some of those ways that we can get involved, because I think a lot of folks that are hearing this are probably going, that's something that I could do. Absolutely.
Check us out at iheartcasa.org. So that's our website. You can get all the information about our recruitment, when our next training class is going to be, how you can get those raffle tickets so you can get yourself in the running for one of our amazing prizes this summer. And then you can always give our office a call at 217-428-8424. And I'm available too, Shyler K at iheartcasa.org. Send me an email, and I'd love to be able to come into your community, your small business. We'd like to do like some informationals where we do meet and greets. I'd love to come and speak at your church or Bible study, just so we can kind of get the word out and become more part of your community. We don't want to just come in and kind of take over the court system. We want to make sure that you guys are our neighbors, and we want to treat you as such.
Very cool. And thank you for that contact information out there. With just a few seconds to go, I would like to just kind of say again, this is a call to action. Heartland CASA is out, and this is a new thing. We're expanding, but we need the help. And we're going to have 900 kids potentially and 10 volunteers as it stands right now. We need the volunteers out there, and we need the help. Lori, thank you so much. Shyler, thank you so much. I'd love to have you back on very soon, so that way we can talk more about Heartland CASA. Visit them at iheartcasa.org or at 217-428-8424.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Got it. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville. 107.5 FM Shelbyville. 107.9 FM